there was a table full of these guys looking at me like this. If you work with difficult students, apathetic students, adults who are apathetic, people who have low energy, but people you're responsible to serve, people you're responsible to help, how can you help improve their attitudes and their perspectives? That's what I want to share with you today. My name is Dr. Manny Scott, and I'm a speaker who has, for the past 20 years, dealt with, spoken to some very difficult audiences. And I've learned a few things about how to help improve the attitudes of the people in the room that I'm with, to improve the attitudes of students, of teachers, of staff members. And I want to share with you one of the most important lessons that I've learned along the way. But before I do that, do me a favor. If this video adds value to your life, like this video, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, because I'm uploading one video per week at least to teach a skill, to give you a perspective, to tell you an inspiring story, or to add value to your life in some way. All right, so let me share a story with you to give you context. Recently, I was speaking in another state, and I walked into this arena with people, hundreds of people, who did not want to be there. I mean, their body language was like this. Their facial expressions. Before I started speaking, had to have some crucial conversations with the interpreters in the room. They told me that they were going to be standing like 1 foot away from me, not even a foot, while I was speaking. And I was trying to explain to them that's not going to work for me. I move around and I need the stage, and having someone right next to me would be a distraction. I said that they should stand next to the stage like every other interpreter that I've worked with in the past 20-something years. And I've worked with many interpreters. But they were adamant about standing right next to me. And so we had a crucial conversation, and they were not happy with me. There was energy, man. They had some attitudes. And so when I left, my teammate, Matt, told me that he had to have a crucial conversation with them because they were not being cooperative. I mean, the attitudes of the people in this room were not very welcoming, not very positive. It was just very frustrating to feel that. On top of that, right before I was about to speak, I was walking into the room and standing in the back, just kind of studying the room, learning more about the room. And the photographer was standing there with this nice camera. So I walked up to him. He didn't know who I was, but I complimented his camera, and we had a nice conversation about cameras. And he says, man, I love taking pictures. I just hate it on days like this, when I have to be here and I have to take pictures of these people. It's just not fun. I don't want to be here. And then the person introducing me said, please help me welcome Dr. Manny Scott. Shook his hand, and I walked up there. I get up there, and I kid you not, man, there are people in this room looking at me like this. There's literally a guy sitting 10, 15 feet in front of me. If you're on the stage, he's looking at me. He's not looking at me. He's doing this. The dude is looking at me like that. To my left. And I looked to my left. Imagine you're looking to your left. There was a table full of these guys looking at me like this. Just completely disinterested in anything I had to say. And these are just a few examples of the people who were in that room. They were not in a good place. It was like a depressed room. And the leader told me, we've had a rough few years and we almost need a counseling session. Like, these people are burned out, they're tired, and I could see it. So how do you walk into spaces like that with students who are apathetic, with leaders who are apathetic or burned out or tired, with staff members who have bad attitudes. How can you walk into that room and still help them and still serve them? So I want to share with you something that I've learned through the years, and it's been confirmed by many, many people I've talked to. Your attitude can alter the atmosphere of the room that you're in. The energy you bring into a room can become contagious. And so if you get yourself ready in the morning, if you get yourself energized in the morning, you get your mind right, your body right, your voice right, your soul right. If you energize yourself, if you get energized through working out, through just positioning yourself to be your best, to get yourself fired up, to get yourself in a zone, to get yourself in that space where you feel like you are your best. When you get yourself there and you walk into a room that's humdrum, that's depressed, that's discouraged, your energy can lift the people in that room. I've seen it time and time again because I've done it time and time again by God's grace. So I'm not a scientist, but I learned a little bit about science. My wife is a scientist, and she was homeschooling our kids a while back, and they were talking about the laws of energy. And she said something like, energy does not disappear. It does not die. It just changes forms. And so, when a car engine burns gas, it changes chemical energy into mechanical energy to give that car strength, to give that car power. In the same way, the energy that you bring into a room, the energy that you bring into a classroom, into an environment, into a presentation, that energy, when you give it out, doesn't die or disappear. It changes forms. And I believe, and I've seen it, it transfers from you into the hearts and into the minds and into the lives and into that atmosphere of the people who are there. That energy can lift the entire room. I was talking to my friend Matt. Matt Bennett is also a rapper. He said he walked into some shows. He says the audience was whack, dead, dry. He said, and he started off like mad, like, man, y'all need to get some energy. And he, his hype man started cussing out people. This is years ago. He says, I learned, man, that my energy determines their energy. And so since I'm on the stage, the energy I bring affects the energy that they give back to me. So whatever I give to them, they give back to me. In the same way, when I'm speaking, whether you're teaching, whether you're leading, the energy you give out comes back to you. It affects the people that you're serving. And so after I was finished speaking at this particular event recently, after I was done, the interpreters were so kind and so friendly and grateful for my presentation and humbled. And I just thanked them for their flexibility. That was not their attitude at the beginning. They were mad at me, but the attitude had shifted. The man who was sitting in front of me like this, by the end, he was right here. The men who were sitting to my left, looking at me like this, if they were even looking at me. Most of them weren't even looking at me. They were just... Several of them came up to me, big guys. I just want to say thank you, sir. You opened my eyes and you changed my perspective. I got home that night and I was notified on my phone that someone left a comment on my YouTube page on one of my videos. And the person said, I posted a screenshot of it on my Instagram page if you want to see it, at Manny Scott. Dr. Scott, I'm sorry I had a bad attitude this morning, but you changed that permanently. What did I do? In addition to preparing myself and making sure I understood the audience's needs and challenges and making sure I spoke about things that were relevant to them, all of those things are important, but none of those things matter if your energy is not in the right place. And so again, I want to encourage you, energize yourself. Get yourself energized in the morning. Work out in the morning. Pray in the morning. Read your devotional in the morning. Warm up your voice in the morning. Listen to some music that touches your heart and fills your soul and refills your cup so that you can feel your best and be your best every time you've got to help a group of people who might be a little bit depressed or discouraged. This comes from over 20-something years of experience of working with people who don't really want to listen to me, who don't really like me, who could not care less about me or my story or my background. When people are discouraged and depressed and sad, they don't care about nothing with regard to you. They don't care about you. They got their own problems. They got their own issues. They got their own challenges. But your energy can cause them to refocus, can alter their perspectives, can lift their spirits, can empower them to be their very best. But it starts with you making sure that your attitude is in the right place. Your attitude can alter the atmosphere that you're in. All right? Again, my name is Dr. Manny Scott. Thank you for watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please like, share, comment, hit the notification bell, subscribe to this channel, and I will talk to you soon. Have an amazing day. Remember, be salty.